Research indicates that we have 60,000 thoughts that swirl in our head each day, with 95% being repetitive and 80% being negative. Hear me, you have to be intentional about what you're thinking because it impacts ultimately where you're going. Today, let's talk from the topic, the house in your head, how to overcome negative thoughts that live in your mind. Oh, you know what's up? Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that you, yes, you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor, and it is an honor that you have joined me today. I want you to share this with somebody. This is going to cause somebody to level up in every area of their life, especially as it begins with their level of thinking. Today, we're going to tackle a tremendous topic. Yeah, the house in your head, how to overcome negative thoughts that live in your mind. And oftentimes, what researchers suggest is that 80% of the thoughts that we think about each and every single day are generally negative. Yeah, 75% of the things that we worry about never even come to fruition. And we have oftentimes allowed people and allowed patterns to build blocks and bricks in our head and lay a negative foundation that ultimately becomes a lot of our life. How you're thinking and where you're going are interconnected, right? You cannot outbehave what you believe. Yeah, you cannot behave beyond what you believe. What do you believe about you? What do you believe about who it is that you are? What do you believe about what it is that you were called to do? Are you only specifically staying isolated and remaining complacent because of what people said about you, because of what people did to you, because of certain things that have happened to you? Or are you going to shift what it is that you've gone through to another dimension? You know, you've heard this quote that suggests life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. But here's what I understand. Oftentimes, we focus so much on the 10%. 90% of the time, we focus on the 10% to where the 10% now becomes 100% of our lives. Let me say that again. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. We've heard that. But 90% of the time, we focus on the 10% to where now the 10% becomes 100% of our lives. What do I mean by that? The 10%, the abuse was 10%. You enduring the conflict and being told what you weren't going to do, what you would never overcome or become, just 10%. The mistakes and the missteps and the mishaps that have taken place in your life, just 10%. The divorce, your father not being there, the mother wounds that you may have, and the things that you have experienced in your own life, just 10%. What are you going to do with the remaining 90% of your life? I'm talking to you. I don't know who I'm talking to. I hope it's you. I know it's you. What are you going to do with the remaining 90% of your life? Because here's what I understand about the 10%. The 10% is just a testimony. The 10% says, this is where I was, but this is not where I will remain. This is what happened. But just because it happened to me doesn't mean this is me. I'm not allowing what I've gone through to define me. I'm going to use it to refine me. That's why I want to share 4 strategies with you to really shift you to another dimension. Yeah. To really deal with that house in your head. that has now become the lot of your life. One is this. Number one, you have to stomp on stinking thinking. Let me say that again. You have to stomp on stinking thinking. Who's in control of your mind? What are you allowing to control your mind? Who are you allowing to control your mind? Is it the past? Is it certain people? Are there certain negative patterns and habits and dispositions? What is going on internally? What is going on mentally that is affecting you? Got to stomp on stinking thinking. Oftentimes, stinking thinking keeps us sulking and sinking. Stinking thinking about what other people said or what other people did to us. And now it affects how we feel about ourselves. We got to let that go. Why is that? Because what you think about frequently determines your frequency. Your frequency is determined by what you think about frequently. And for many of us, our frequency is on autopilot. For many of us, our frequency is so negative. For many of us, our frequency is stop and go. We start one thing today. We end it the same day. We say we're going to do this today and we don't do it. We make all these promises to ourselves and we never bring these things to fruition. You got to stomp on the stinking thinking. When certain negative thoughts come to your mind, listen, you got to evacuate it. You got to eject it. You got to excommunicate it. You got to exile it out of your life. Stomp on the stinking thinking. Scripture says this, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of God. Casting down means to forcefully throw it down. Here it is. I got to stomp on it. I got to forcefully throw it down and then I got to stomp on it. Put your foot on the neck of stinking thinking. You got to do it because here's the thing. You're the one who's talking yourself out of what it is that God wants you to step into. You are warring against yourself. The greatest war is not World War I, World War II, or impending World War III. It is World War Me. It is you in the battle with yourself each and every single day that now redirects your life in any particular fashion, form, or any other way. Number one, stomp on stinking thinking. Secondly, I want you to scare off scarcity mindset. Scare off scarcity mindset. Scare off scarcity mindset. You know what this scarcity mindset is all about? It's all about you having less than. It's all about you being less than really what it is that you are. It's all about you talking yourself out of what it is that God wants you to step into. It is all about you thinking that you have less when you really have more. It is all about you thinking that you are going to do less when you can do more. Yeah, you gotta move into that particular way, into that particular level, into the particular framework of who it is that you are. We got to do that. And here's what I suggest that you do. I suggest that you exchange the scarcity mindset for an abundance mindset. You got to move into a place of an abundance to begin to think that, listen, I'm not depleted. I'm not less than. I'm not negative. I've overcome. I'm overcoming. I'm moving my mindset to another level, into another dimension. I got the juice. I got the sauce. I have what it takes to be successful. If God gave you the vision, you're good enough to make it and bring it to fruition. If God gave you the vision, you're good enough to bring it to fruition. And I need you to hear me. The vision will always be bigger than you. If the vision can be accomplished by you, it's too small. You need co-workers. You need collaborators. You need those who are going to cooperate with you. You need those type of individuals who are going to cause you to expand and expose the gifts that God gave you to bring it to fruition to help somebody else. You got to scare off the scarcity mindset. Speak to it. Stomp on it. Overcome it. Stomp on the stinking thinking. Scare off the scarcity mindset. Because here's what the scarcity mindset is. The scarcity mindset is a scarecrow. The scarcity mindset is a scare tactic. And when now positive opportunities start flying and orbiting in your atmosphere, here's what scarcity mindset does. Scarcity mindset now tries to gaslight you. It now tries to make you believe that you're on empty when you're really on full. Yeah, it moves into the particular place of emotional squatters. Thoughts that live in your mind that aren't paying any rent. Come on. These emotional scare tactics, these emotional squatters have now created a house in your head. And hear me, the house in your head is not one of harvest. The house that has been in your head has been one of hardship. You have to overcome the negative thoughts that are living rent-free in your mind. Matter of fact, sometimes it's not even the thoughts, it's the patterns of what it is that you've been accustomed to, of what you believe life is going to become. It's the people who have tried to gaslight you, who try to talk you out of what it is that God wants you to step into, who have tried to make you believe that you are less than, you don't have what it takes, when you're really not just a conqueror, but you're more than a conqueror. You're more than depression. You're more than negativity. You're more than being a hopeless romantic. You're more than what people said about you. You're more than what your ex did to you. You're more than the people who were in your life who you thought were going to be assignments, but they were really attachments. People who you thought were going to make more deposits than withdrawals did the exact opposite. You're more than that. Scare off the scarcity mindset. Speak to it. Overcome it. Feel the fear and do it anyway. The most dangerous place that you can be in life is not when you're walking on water, but when you're staying in the boat. Get out of the shallow end. Set unrealistic goals. Come on. Our biggest problem is not that we aim high and we miss it, is that we aim too low and we reach it. Let me say it twice because it's also nice. Let me talk to the folks in the back. Our biggest problem is not that we aim too high and we miss it, is that we aim too low and we reach it. Family, just type aim high. Type aim high. Aim high. Aim high. Aim high. I want you to aim high by becoming a member of my In the Mix family. Yeah. Tap into the In the Mix membership. Once you go right now to the link that's in the chat, the link is in the description of this video. Just click that link. Tap that link. You can become a member in my In the Mix community. Why would I want you to do that? Because I'm giving you access to behind the scenes footage and content, things that I don't share anywhere else, getting kind of behind the scenes into my life. You get to unlock the unlimited access into empowering, courageous conversations that go beyond where it is that I talk about and have this conversation with you here. Want you to unlock the unlimited, want you to get an all access pass, and want you to become a member of my In the Mix family. Shout out, salute, thank you so much to all of you who are in our live chat. If you're not in our live chat, communicate with us, talk with us, collaborate with us, interact with us in the live chat right now. Yeah, do that in our live chat. And those of you who are communicating in the live chat, you'll see there's a digital decal by your name, little eagle. Yeah, little eagle decal that lets me know that you're a member of the In the Mix family. Don't just watch In the Mix, but become a member of In the Mix. I hope somebody's getting something from this today. Talking about the house in your head, the house in your head. Family, just type overcome. Type overcome, overcome. Overcome stinking thinking. Overcome a scarcity mindset. Stomp on stinking thinking. Number one is what I told you. Talking about the house in your head, how to overcome negative thoughts that live in your mind. Got to stomp. You got to do the Kirk Franklin on it. Make me wanna stomp. Yeah, you got to stomp on stinking thinking. And you got to want to do it. Scare off scarcity mindset. Scare off the scarecrows of scarcity mindset. Thirdly, stop suffering in silence. Stop suffering in silence. Family, listen. In the multitude of counselors, there's safety. You have to find somebody who you can talk to. You have to find somebody who's going to give you, hear me, constructive criticism. Our biggest issue is that one of our biggest issues that we're getting, quote unquote, constructive criticism from people who haven't constructed anything. So here's what they've never done. They've never strategized. They only know how to criticize. Yeah, they only know how to critique. Whenever you speak, stop suffering in silence. You got to find somebody who you can talk to, who's going to give you real, pragmatic truth and wisdom, hear me, without hating on you, but actually want to celebrate you. No, they're not just telling you what you want to hear. They're telling you what you need to hear. They're not just yes men or yes women who just tell you yes and yeah, you should do this, you should do that. Yeah, that sounds good to me. When you know it doesn't, when you know it's really not advantageous and is really the best interest of the individual. Not talking about people who just want to leech off you. I'm talking about being around the right type of individuals. Hear me. Just because people are around you doesn't mean that they're with you. Everybody around you is not with you. You have to be able to discern the difference, as I said before, between an assignment and attachment. Between those who make deposits versus those who make withdrawals, and who make more withdrawals than deposits. Got to stop suffering in silence. Here's what the enemy wants to do. The enemy wants to isolate you solely to yourself, right? To where you don't have anybody who has your back. You don't have anybody who has your best interest. And here's what he wants to do. He wants you to feel as if you're all alone, that you have nobody to shoulder the issues of life and the vicissitudinous circumstances and experiences, that you're just all by yourself. You're just all alone. And that's totally contrary to who it is that you are and what it is that you do. You have to be intentional about reaching out to the right people. And sometimes before you reach out, you got to pray about that. Is this the right type of individual? I need to look at the fruit. You shall know them by the fruits. You shall know them by their fruits. Stop thinking that just because trees have leaves, that it automatically means that they have fruit. Not true. Look for the fruit, not for the leaves. Because if it just has leaves and no fruit, it lets me know I need to leave that particular person alone. So many of us were dealing with issues that are affecting our mental health because we don't have someone that we can confide in. Because it's been so toxic. Because you can't trust anybody, because it's the people who you trusted, they betrayed that trust that you had in them. It's become so chaotic that you just now keep everything to yourself. And hear me, when you have no outlet for what it is that you go through, to be able to bounce ideas off of individuals and just to talk about the whole aspects of life, it's like boiling spaghetti and leaving the lid on and never taking it off. Something's going to get combustible up in here. No, everybody can't be in the kitchen. But somebody needs to be able to be there for you, to push you through, to propel you, to make you believe and let you know that you're somebody too. Why is this? Because every one of us wants to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to feel valued. Come on, family, just type you matter. Type you matter. You matter. All of us has a desire to be seen, heard, loved, valued. Doesn't matter how tough you portray yourself to be, and how tough you want to act. Because here's what I understand. All of us have a fragile do not drop label in our lives. And generally the person who's acting the toughest is doing it because it's a defense mechanism. They don't want to be hurt. Oftentimes, those who are acting the toughest are the most sensitive of us. And they've been hurt, they've been hit, they've been dropped. And so they would rather hurt you before they ever allow you to hurt them. Hear me. Hurting people hurt people. Heal people heal people. Broken people break people. And when you're not healed, you'll always bleed on people who didn't cut you. It's time for you to get some healing. Time for you to stop suffering in silence. Time for you to stomp out stinking thinking, scare off scarcity mindset, stop suffering in silence. And last but not least, number 4, you have to saturate your spirit in prayer. Saturate your spirit in prayer. I'm not talking about you asking somebody to pray for you, because when you ask somebody to pray for you, or when somebody tells you that they're praying for you, ask them to spell it. Is it Pray or is it Prey? No, you ain't got to do it. I'll do it myself. I'll just pray for myself, because I got to deal with the house that's in my head. The house is in my head is affecting my level of peace. Romans 12 says, be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. I have to overcome the negative thoughts that live in my mind, and I'm allowing it to live rent-free. You're allowing it to live rent-free. He said, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus. I'll keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on me. Got to deal with the house that's in your head. Got to clean out the house that's in your head. Hear me. You allow the enemy to get a toe in the door, he gonna set up residence in your home and in your head and in your house and in your heart. And he's gonna stop the work of your hands. Got to saturate your spirit in prayer. Taking the time to be in solitude, to be in silence, to pray. Researcher says this, just 12 to 15 minutes a day in prayer does wonders for your mental health. Just 12 to 15 minutes of daily dedicated time in prayer does wonders for your mental health. Are you willing to take some time in prayer to saturate your spirit, to bathe in belief, to bathe in breakthrough, and to say, I'm casting all my cares on the Lord because he cares for me. I want him to regulate my emotions. I want him to regulate my spirit. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is indeed weak. I got to get strength. Because hear me, if you don't saturate your spirit in prayer, you'll never stomp out stinking thinking. You'll never scare off a scarcity mindset. You'll never come to the conclusion to stop suffering in silence. And I need you to hear me. Prayer is not you just bringing a whole laundry list of God bless me, mine, and thine. Prayer moves you into a place to where I'm listening. It's not what I'm saying. It's not how I'm speaking. It's more so about how I'm listening. It's more so how I'm praising. I'm praising, I'm thanking before I start asking. Oh, come on now. You wanted your mother to give you, or your grandmother, or whatever, your grandfather, your father, to give you an allowance. And so what you start doing, you start cleaning up the house. Mommy, you need me to do anything? Daddy, you need me to do anything? I just love you. You the best mama and daddy in the world. Come on now. Here's what you do. Before you ever stuck your hand out, you had your heart out. You postured yourself in a level of praise. You are praising them for their efforts, for who it is that they are. And now here it is. You're massaging their mindset to a degree to where now I'm putting myself in a particular position and posture to now be more accepting of what it is that your request is. So here it is. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, let your request be made known unto God. Be anxious for nothing. Stop stressing out. Stop stinking thinking. Stop moving in place of scarcity mindset. Stop suffering in silence. Stop allowing the thoughts that are in your head to overcome your life. Stop allowing people and patterns to build a house in your head. Instead, be anxious for nothing. Stop moving in place of anxiety. But in everything by prayer and praise. With thanksgiving, let your request. You see after that? You see the request does not come before the thanksgiving. The request does not come before the supplicating. The request does not come before the praying. Too many times we're leading with a request. We're treating God as if he's a break glass in case of fire. We're treating him as if he's 911 than rather when he's 411. He's not 911, he's 411. Beyond just information, he gives us revelation. Stop treating God like a genie to where you rub the Bible 3 times and you expect him to give you 3 wishes. But he said he's going to give me the desires of my heart. I need you to hear me. God doesn't just give you what you want. He gives you what to want. Hear me. His desires for you now become your desires for yourself. I'm not just desiring my own thing. I'm in such a particular place in a relationship with God to where his desires for my life now become my own desires for myself. And I don't ask amiss. I don't pray amiss because I'm hitting the target of truth, of transformation, transition, and total transparency. That's what you got to do. Got to deal with the house in your head. Got to clean it up. Got to get all the junk out of it. Got to throw certain things away. Got to clear the clutter in your mind so that you can overcome the negative thoughts that live rent-free in your head. Come on, stomp on stinking thinking. Scare off scarcity mindset. Stop suffering in silence and saturate your spirit in prayer. Family, I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. I know this word blessed you. I know it lifted you. I know it really confirms some things for you in your life that you've been dealing with, that have been on your mind, that have affected you, that have afflicted you, that you've been battling with. But today is your day for breakthrough. I speak healing. I speak wholeness. I speak grace. I speak greatness over your mind. I speak peace to every specific stumbling block. I speak joy and strength. You're not going to suffer in silence. You're not going to stay up all night in insomnia and dealing with all the things that you're worrying about that oftentimes never come to fruition anyway. You're going to get some rest so that you can be at your best. And I'm believing even as you rest tonight that God's giving you, he's giving you and downloading a dream in your mind. It's going to become your vision in the morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy is coming in the morning. Be intentional about your thinking because it impacts where you're going. I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. It's not as a debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. And I want you to sow a seed into this amazing word right now. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video for how and where to give. Cash App, $Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. We've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker. Send a super thanks. And of course, a super thanks to you for even giving electronically online. Again, $ DR Eddie Ministries, Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. We're doing the work not just online, but also offline, feeding, clothing, developing, building, inspiring, empowering, and bringing brotherhood and sisterhood to every neighborhood. Thank you so much for your support. If you're not a member of my Eagles community, you see me rocking it. Yeah. I want you to become an Eagle member. Yeah. I want you to become an Eagle member. Join us in our Eagles community. It's my virtual village. It's where I coach, it's where I teach, it's where I train, it's where I mentor, it's where I empower, it's where I inspire, it's where I'm giving people insight, practical wisdom for transformation. We got a lot of information out here, but people need transformation. And that's what I'm giving you, truth and transformation, as you become a member of my Eagles community. Go to my website. Yeah, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. Listen, I guarantee you're going to be transformed in our live sessions, in our private Facebook group where you get access to in all of the sessions that we've ever done, past and present, that speak life into your life on business, relationships, marketing, developing your ideas, how to increase your ideas, your impact, your influence, how to actually create strategy, structure, solutions, and systems to take your vision to another dimension. And what I love about a system is that it saves yourself time, energy, money. Saving yourself time, energy, money. You owe it to you to do that. Go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. Connect with our private connect in our private Facebook group. You get access to that. You get access to all of our sessions. You get access to connect with all of our members locally, nationally, globally, accountability partners. You don't know what partnerships you just may develop by being a part of our Eagles community. Of course, all of our live sessions, live coaching, live teaching, live training, live transformation. Experience the breakthrough as I'm empowering you, where we go further and farther than we even go here. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. I know I'm talking to at least 3, 4, 5 of you. Yeah, 3, 4, 5 of you. I'm talking to all of you. Go right now. On the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and become a member of theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Family, in the mix. Out of time, but trust me, I'm not out of truth. And so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix. And we mix it up right here on the YouTube side. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit the like button. Hit that subscribe button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Share this with somebody. Share this with somebody. Sincere salute and shout out to all of you who are watching us on our sister satellite stations on social media. I just got a question for you. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Well, then step this way, step that way. Which way? My friend of me, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Yeah, family, put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. And I'm personally inviting you to be to come and visit us at the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit. Yeah, come and visit us at the Remnant Worshipers Ministry here in the city of Detroit. I'm so blessed to serve as the pastor of the church where love abides and resides. I'm inviting you to join us this coming Sunday. Make way to join us this Sunday, 10 o'clock a.m., 10 o'clock a.m. this coming Sunday. 20470 Hubble Street is the address. 20470 Hubble Street in the city of Detroit is where I am saving you a seat. A church alive is worth the flight of the drive. And when you arrive, I guarantee you're going to be empowered to thrive. That's right. And you're going to be revived as you run to the remnant. Yeah, I'd love to see your face in the place. Tell somebody, bring somebody, join us this Sunday. trwchurch.org is our website where you can get more information about our church. You can get any of my books as well on Amazon. Got 18 books out there. Get them as ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies. And here's the beautiful thing about it. I don't just write books. Yeah, I got 18 of them out there. You can also get them at my website, EddieConnor.com. I don't just write books, but also show you how to write a book. I really do. I take out all the guesswork because some of us have started, some of us keep pausing, some of us don't even know where to begin. And I'm removing all the guesswork out of it so that you can take your manuscript to the marketplace, so that you can become an industry authority as an author, so that you can increase your book sales, even for those of you who already have a book out. You owe it to you to get my bestseller book blueprint. This is something that I wish I had. I wrote what I needed the most. Why is that? Because when I was first starting my book, and for many years, I was making mistakes. Mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake. And I've cut across the lawn for you. So you don't have to live from my mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistakes that I made. But you can actually do what you want to do. You keep saying you want to write the book. You keep saying, you wish you had a blueprint, and I don't even know where to begin. And here it is, a proven strategy. A proven strategy. Within the last 2 months, those individuals who have purchased my bestseller book blueprint actually put it into play, put it into practice, and they birthed their book. What are you waiting on? Go get my bestseller book blueprint now. Go get my bestseller book blueprint now. Download it. Download it right now at EddieConnor.com. Go do that now. EddieConnor.com. You can also get my Successful Speaker Strategies digital video training guide. You can go and get that now. Listen, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. There's something about the art of communication. What picture are you painting when you're speaking? Can you wow your audience? Let me show you how to do that. Do you want to be invited back? Let me show you how to do that. To where you can hit a home run each and every single time that you get on the microphone, so that you can decide what is your signature story. Get both those resources right now. EddieConnor.com, EddieConnor.com. Go download them both. And I know they're going to both enrich you. These are resources that I wish I had, because I made I made plethora of mistakes, speaking and writing. You don't have to do what I did. You can be better than me and go further and farther. Speaking of speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, why would you look any further? You know that I'm the man for the job. So invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session. Let's make some progression. All you have to do is email me to invite me. info@EddieConnor.com. Invite me to your podcast. Add me to your calendar. info@EddieConnor.com. And it would be an honor for me to empower you. Yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family has been fun, but it really got to run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, a treat and a treasure, a joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure, but I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter, peace, and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed. To shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly. Yeah, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagles Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content and all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now. accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. It's such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays. And then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.